The whole time I was at the tiny home shelter in California, I kept trying to let it be known when I was in Los Angeles that my phone was getting hacked a bunch of times. The whole time I was in Los Angeles, period, from July 2024 to June 2025, I was letting it be known that my phone was hacked. One day I was recording a video and I was in tiny home unit number 35 when I was recording this video. I was recording with my Galaxy 15, and I said, the main people that's attacking me and that's lying on me are cowards, because it's a lot of people gang stalking me and making up lies about me and trying to frame me and sabotage me. When I say try to frame me and sabotage me, I mean hacking my phone and then message other people with my information and then actually socialize with people and lie on me. This is why I said when I was at the testimonial shelter, from July 18th to September 11th, 2024, it was people hacking my phone all day, every day, and then relying on other people to record me after they got done putting in work as far as talking to other people with my image by hacking into my accounts and then socialize with people all day. This is why I said every time I commented on a post on Twitter or on Instagram, everybody would bust out laughing. That was in the same exact shelter that I was in the dorm room that I was in. That means people had an alert on their phone every time I did any damn thing. That's how much of a fucked up hack was on my phone. So I said there's some people who literally, living the craziest messed up life, and they be bragging about how they fighting people. They be bragging about how they smoking on niggas, homies and stuff like that. They be bragging about how they robbed somebody. Or they be bragging about how they beat somebody up, did some of the most horrible things, right? And don't nobody do anything to those guys. Don't nobody say anything about them. Don't nobody do anything to them. They'll be bragging about how they beat some lady up or whatever. Don't nobody say nothing. But somebody like me, I'm not in the gang. I'm not a part of anything. I'm minding my business, right? They'll see me and they say, okay, AJ over there who mind his business and bothering nobody and disrespecting no one, he's a better candidate because it's easier for us to just keep on fucking with him. So I've been dealing with a whole lot of lying, scandalizing, and slandering and gang stalking for a long time. Like, I've been dealing with a lot of sabotaging. Literally, like to sabotage somebody that's like planting some weed on somebody and they don't even smoke weed, and then telling somebody else they smoke weed. That's manipulating them. That's like sabotaging them. So people got a thing they do with these devices called phishing, and that's like intercepting somebody call. Somebody could call your phone, and then they can actually intercept that call, and then they could do whatever they want to do with that call. You could be talking on the phone with someone that you think you're talking to, and you're not talking to them at all. And they could be using voice recognition and face recognition to maintain that phishing or whatever they call it doing. Look, one particular day, like I said, I was in the tiny home unit number 35, and I was saying, you got some guys out here that ride through they ride around, they brag about doing the most messed up stuff to people, and they talk directly to the person that they talking about, right? And don't nobody do anything. And then, I be minding my business and don't nobody, shouldn't nobody be like just starting stuff with me for no reason as a grown ass man. But people has literally just looked at me, said, okay, AJ over there is a better candidate because he don't bother anybody. He stay to himself and he by himself. So it's easier to mess with him. In the midst of me making the video saying this one day, and while I was talking, I was not on YouTube, I was not on Instagram, I was not on Snapchat, I was not on Twitter. I just had a video that was recording that was in my Google Photos. You know what I'm saying? And I heard some dudes yelling out, "Four deuce, four deuce, four deuce," across the tiny home unit from me, yelling out "four deuce." The first thing that came to my mind was 42. And I'm like, why is this nigga yelling out "four deuce" like that? It was this dude like named Ernest. He was yelling that out at the top of his lungs. Then they moved some dude in the tiny home unit with me that his features and his face looked like this gay dude that used to be recording people at nighttime at the testimonial shelter. So the first thing came to my mind when this dude walked into the tiny home shelter unit number 35 was, yo, this dude looked like the gay dude Robert who used to be recording people at nighttime. You know what I'm saying? And the first thing I asked myself was, why the fuck would they put somebody in the same exact shelter as me? And I just had the worst experience at the last shelter that I was at the testimonial shelter, because I let it be known that there's a gay man that live in that shelter that's recording people at nighttime. You know what I'm saying? While people be asleep, people recording people. I let it be known that I think it's a possibility somebody either spiked my food, put some sleeping pills in it, or spiked my NyQuil when I had a cold and basically possibly did something to me in my sleep and then try to frame me and sabotage me. I let it be known that my phone was getting hacked the whole time I was there. So when I saw that dude walking in, I was like, why would they bring him? Why would they send him in the same exact unit number as me? So in my mind, I'm like, I'm being gang stalked. The people using their gangs and they basically saying, yeah, mess with this guy. So let me go fast forward back to this one particular day. This dude was yelling out 4 dudes. I actually had my video recording while this was happening. The next day, I go in the bathroom, right? And I see the same dude that was like yelling that out. And I see everybody else kind of sort of looking at him, laughing at him. But they was like, let me rephrase that. It's like they was laughing with him. Some of the people that was around the shelter that was, I could just tell that they was in some type of a gang or clique. They was kind of sort of like just looking at him and they was like grinning, like haha, like smiling in agreement with him. You know what I'm saying? Like they was laughing along with the man. So either they heard that man yelling that from the tiny home shelter unit, or they also had my phone hacked and they heard they saw my recording of me talking on it while I was in unit number 35, and they heard somebody yelling in the background that out. October 1st, 2025, I left Michigan, and then I look on a missing person report that got filed September 24th, 2024 at Compton, California. And I never in my life went to Compton, California. So that means people was hacking my phones and intercepting my calls for a long time and convinced family members of mine that I was in Compton. It's absolutely no way that somebody could have been under the belief that I was in Compton, California. So the only way that was possible is if my phone was getting hacked for that long and I was getting lied on for that long. So it was a big ass group effort. This wasn't just a small amount of people doing this. This was a whole clique, a whole gang of people basically hacking my phone all day, moving in an organized way, walking around with headphones on all day, acting like they been listening to music, but what they really doing is hacking in my phone. I saw so many flipper devices when I first got to Cali, yo. I thought that those were just some type of gadget or something that people have. But then what's so crazy what's weird was obviously, it's self-explanatory. What happened was I subscribed to this one person named The Ethical Hacker on YouTube. This is in like late 2024 or early 2025 because he was talking about them flipper devices. After that, I no longer saw people walking around with flipper devices in their hand. They no longer had them at the tables, at the smoking tables, at the picnic tables, at the shelters that I was at, whether I was at the tiny home shelter or the LA Mission shelter or the testimonial shelter. Those were the only 3 shelters that I was at the whole time I was in Los Angeles, yo. I was in Los Angeles July 2024 to June 2025. When I first got to Los Angeles, I was at the testimonial shelter. I stayed there from July 12th to July 18, 2024. July 18, 2024, I went to the testimonial shelter from July 18, 2024 to September 11, 2024. September 11, 2024, I was at the LA Mission, and I was at the LA Mission from September 11, 2024 to like the 17th, I think, the September 17th of 2024. Then I went to the tiny home shelter. You know what I'm saying? I was there from September 17, 2024, all the way up until June 9th or June 10th of 2025, yo. I never was in Compton. So people was hacking my phones, using artificial intelligence and using voice recognition to intercept my calls and make all kind of fucked up lies up. So when I had words with this dude that basically came into unit number 35, I did know this dude, you know what I'm saying? They moved me into unit number 15 on the other side of the tiny home unit. Everybody in that section got mental problems. They do wellness checks on them like 10 times a day. A wellness check is when you basically knock on the door and say wellness check. They did that at least 2 or 3 times a day around on the other side of the tiny home shelter. But after I had words with this one guy, they sent me all the way to unit number 15, and the first person that they put in that fucking shelter with me was a dude that was schizophrenic. Took him out, put another guy in there, this chubby dude in there. He was in there for like a day. Then they took him out, and then they put this African dude in there. Then they moved him out. And then after they moved the African dude out of there, they put this white dude named Corey in there. When they moved him in there, I feel like it was weird stuff happening because one day he had like a little pink brush and he put it on my side of the counter where my bed was at at that tiny home shelter. You know what I'm saying? I truly was believing there was a possibility people were trying to say that the sheets that the African guy had was my sheets. Because he had like blue sheets that was like a bandana type of design. You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking that maybe that there was people were trying to say that those was my sheets, but those was his. That's just in case somebody tried to make up a lie about me. But that white dude, Corey, that moved into the tiny home unit number, he had an EBT card that he left at the top upper right side of the shelter when he left, when he moved all the stuff out. And there was somebody by the name of Tatiana. I don't know who the hell Tatiana is. You know what I'm saying? He put a sweater vest on my bed one day and put some blue flip-flops under my bed, that same exact day. And it's like some gray khakis. And I thought that was somebody else's clothes and people were trying to frame me. And somebody put a sticker in tiny home unit number 15 with the letter E on it. And I couldn't understand, why is that letter E in this unit? When I first moved into that tiny home unit, it was a sticker in there before I moved in there. But when I actually moved in there, like, that's how I was able to see, like, somebody put a sticker and it was on the right side. It wasn't on my side of the room, but it was on the right side. Somebody put a sticker on it's like a circuit box that's in there. You know what I'm saying? That controls the heat or the AC, I think, or something like that. And it was a sticker with the letter E on there. And I couldn't understand that, yo. And I didn't know that dude. I just looked through the sign-in book one day and saw that dude's name was Ernest, you feel me? I didn't know that nigga, you know what I mean? But I just felt like something just wasn't right about being there. Because one day I was just recording a video. And I said, you got some dudes who be off in the gangs and they brag about how they fought some dude that did the worst to somebody. They don't do nothing to that guy. But then you see me minding my business, and then people just feel like I'm a public, target for everybody to just come back in a negative way. And then I just heard somebody start yelling out 4 Deuce. I just looked up on the map that Kingdom Hall, and that Kingdom Hall was on 44th Street. And the first thing came to my mind was when my mom sent me a text when she said, I just burst in tears when I first got to California, and they was charging me $44 a day at this hotel. I feel like she was talking to me in a certain way, yo. And what bothered me more about it, so much about that message was, I just feel like that's not like my mom. That's not like her to come to Los Angeles, California, and not even call me. So the whole time my mom and my sisters was trying to get in touch with me, it was somebody intercepting my calls and acting like me and lying, yo. That's what I believe happened. What the fuck, yo? I'm not a blood, I'm not a Crip, I'm not a folk, but there's been a lot of people that's literally went out their way to try to make it look like I'm a part of that type of stuff, or people try to make it look like that I had got into it with somebody that was into that, you know what I'm saying? And they did that to maintain a lie. Yo. And now that I'm thinking, when I heard that dude yelling out 4 Deuce that day, for all I know, somebody was probably intercepting my video and then trying to use some type of artificial intelligence to try to make it like that was me doing it. I wish I still had that video, yo. My Galaxy 15 got water damaged on purpose. It wasn't me that water damaged that shit. I had that shit in my book bag, and then one day I just saw a whole bunch of ink blots on my screen. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna also say this, and this is really off topic. This is completely out of topic all the way. I went to the Verizon store the other day, paid my bill, and this one dude just started talking to me about a video game, a Pokemon video game or something like that. And I'm like, man, I ain't watched Pokemon since I was like 9 years old, 10 years old, yo. But I'm sitting in this in this living room right now, and I think that's my niece onesie. It's like a onesie in here. It's like a all yellow Pikachu onesie. And that's my, I think that's my niece's, yo. You know what I'm saying? When she could fit it. My niece Taryn, when she could fit it. I spoke on how, I once asked my niece, like, how she feel about, like, this one guy. I think it was somebody that my brother, baby mama was in a relationship with, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think he like an ex-boyfriend now or something, I don't know. And she said back in 2020, December 2020 when I came to get that Camry for my cousin Deshaun. She just said like she wasn't too fond of the guy. She ain't like him. But as of recently, like last time I asked about it, she didn't really say nothing. She just kind of blinked and looked at me, and that made me real skeptical, yo. I ain't trying to put, people on blast, but that just made me real skeptical. And I just thought about when I was pushing my niece tearing on her bicycle way, way, way back in the day when my mom stayed in Cape Coral back in 2025, back in 2015 when I was 25 years old or going on 25 years old. And I remember I got this one girl number who stayed like further down the street. She was in this home. She told me she had just had a baby and she was like 18, 19 years old. And it was like this all girls home. It was like a place for ladies who had babies or ladies who had possibly been in some type of like domestic violence relationship or something like that. But I got that lady number. I saw her walking down the street one day and I got her number, but I never followed up with her. You know what I'm saying? I never talked to her again after that. I think I gave her my number because I think she told me she can't have a cell phone or something on her. It was something like that. I don't even know what just came, like where that just came from. I just thought about that. But I don't know, maybe that, I don't know. This onesie right here, I think this is my niece's though. I think this is my sister's, my sister Keisha's daughter's onesie because I don't think my niece can fit this. You know what I'm saying? Only reason why I like thought about that just now was because I went to pay my Verizon bill the other day, and this dude just started talking to me about Pokemon, and I'm like, what they got to do with anything? Like the dude in the Verizon store that actually worked there. I feel like God be talking to me sometime, but I don't know. Maybe that dude was just somebody who off into video games, cartoon video games. I don't know. That was just weird to me. But the main reason why I'm recording this video right now is because I was in unit. I basically was in unit number 35. I let it be known that I've been lied on and scandalized a lot. People was walking around in a secretive way, acting like that they were just regular residents at that unit, at that tiny home shelter. But I was being lied on a whole lot, a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean like somebody said, hey, he stole from me. That happened to me too. No, people were hacking in my phone, intercepting my calls, intercepting every damn thing, and then making up bold-faced lies on me, trying to frame me and sabotage me. The only way you can get away with that is if a lot of people's in the same clique, the same gang or something, yo. But I just looked at a post online by SZA, and I just saw this one. I saw this like a picture of somebody who had an E on a like an E on a shirt or something like that. The first thing came to my mind was when I saw that it was a sticker inside of the tiny home unit number 15 when they first moved me in there. And it was somebody put, it was the letter E, a sticker like on the wall of the tiny home unit. You know what I'm saying? Inside the tiny home unit. And that was just weird as shit to me. And I was mad at them for even putting me in that unit because the reason why they put me in that unit, I got a lot of videos on my phone and I'll just talk on my phone like, yeah, it was a cool day today. Today was a cool day. I treat my phone like a journal sometime. Every video that's in my phone has not been uploaded on social media, right? So one day I was recording the video and this one nigga he just butt into the video, you know what I'm saying, while I was in mid-sentence. And then start asking me where your mom at and all this other stuff and start asking me what social media platform I'm on. And then start asking me if I be like talking to transgenders or recommending me to talk to transgenders somewhere down the motherfucking street, and then start asking me I obviously disrespectful questions about if I be basically going around ice cream trucks or kids and stuff like that. So then when I moved to the Regal Tower Apartments in June 2025, people try to literally take everything that dude said and try to make it look like that the stuff that he was saying was true. This is what a lot of ladies has done to me in the past too. Women that's heard something scandalous about me, right? And they'll say, oh, I think that guy's on the down low. I think he's talking to men. They'll know for a fact that I've been lied on. I've been framed. I've been scandalized, right? They'll know for a fact that somebody put somebody else's clothes in my possession and tried to frame me to look like that I was wearing some woman clothes or I had some women clothes in my possession, or even worse. They'll try to make it look like it's a man wearing my clothes, right? They would know for a fact. And then they'll just say, oh, I think that dude is messing with guys. They'll say that to try to put that thought into somebody else's mind. And then somebody else will basically dig up dirt and then be like, okay, yeah, we heard this about this nigga right here. You know what I'm saying? And then that lady will be walking around like Miss Cleo, and she'll be trying to act like that she just had some type of a sensitive spiritual connection what was something that represented, you know, a negative outlook on me. And the truth is, somebody that was in the same exact clique, the same exact gang, told her, yeah, go ahead, do that. You know, go say this about this guy, and then we got your back. We go fuck him up online. We go ruin his image online and make things way worse for him publicly. You know what I'm saying? That's what has continuously, repeatedly happened over and over and over again. I go somewhere, people try to repeat the same repetitive cycle, and then they try to make it look like it must not be us, it must be you, because everywhere you go, the same thing happened. That was why it's been times niggas just sparked up arguments with me out of nowhere, but every time an argument was sparked up, people made sure that they had a group of people around them, and they also made sure that there was somebody recording. You know what I mean? Because it's not about the truth, it's about convincing everybody else that's watching a lie to basically formulate and plot the way they interact with me to be a completely different, disrespectful type of way, yo. Been seeing this type of shit. So, the first thing I said when I was in that tiny home shelter was like, why do they keep on bringing people around me that's related to each other? It's obviously they're related to each other. I don't think people's looking out for my best interest, because if they was, somebody would have came forth and told me, man, look, this is what's really going on around you. When I'm speaking up about my mom not looking the same, my sister's not looking the same, believing that clones and stuff exist and all of this. And then on top of all of that, it's obvious. I got proof in my phone, proof it's fuck that my family members was reaching out to me and I was not getting their calls. I was not receiving their calls. That means it could be somebody that worked for one of these cell phone companies that was actually helping do this type of shit. Or they had one of them OMG cords or one of them flipper devices hacking in my phone, completely intercepting my calls, my messages, my way of communication, using voice recognition and face recognition, creating their own falsified diversions of internets and conversations. You know how dangerous that is? Somebody could easily reel somebody out and then have them believing that they talking to me or I'm in some type of a danger, and then do some type of damage and then just play completely stupid and clueless in my face when I ask what's going on. That can happen. That has happened. It's 4:36 in the morning, yo. 4:37 in the morning. October 22nd, 2025. I've been getting lied on for a long ass time now, yo. And I'm about to put this up on my YouTube. So I'm going to end this with saying I still been celibate since February 2022. I still been sober since February 2023. I still been practicing semen retention since November 2023. I have sent out messages to celebrities in the past but never got a response. So if anybody think they ever talk back and forth with me, as far as even so much as saying what's up back to me or something like that, that means that my phone was hacked and somebody was acting like me talking to you. You know what I'm saying? A bullshit ass diversion has been put on my phone for a long time now, and a lot of people know it. The main reason why I still been treading lightly, because I was under the possible belief that it was something scandalous going on to a family member of mine, and I was just trying to tread lightly because I was thinking, like, if something messed up happened to somebody in my family or somebody been held captive or something, then I got to move it in a specific way. Because the first thing I did when my mom sent me that message talking like she just burst in tears when she first came to Los Angeles, California, and all of this, I said, that is not how my mom talked. That's not her. I reached out to law enforcement. I basically asked them for help because I said, I think something not right. And, you know, they didn't help. They just told me it's nothing they could do. As far as, like, if they told me, like, if that's her on the phone, then that's it. You know what I mean? So, like I said, this shit that I'm going through, I can't just reach out to anybody and say, hey, you know, I think I'm under attack by people moving in a secretive way. Because anybody else looking for the outside end, they're going to say, I don't want to get involved in that shit because they don't want to end up in the same shit. They don't want to get attacked, or they just not going to believe me. But this is the type of fucked up shit that I've been going through for a long time, yo. And what's so fucked up is a lot of people know it. They just not going to say anything. A lot of people know it. So the truth is, I've been getting lied on for a long time by people that's in gangs, yo. And people that's higher above them, that's possibly in a brotherhood or a fraternity, has been helping these lies continuously get, you know, inflicted on me. You know what I'm saying? So it could be somebody that's in the police, or somebody that's a Mason, or, you know, somebody who's in the fraternity that they got initiated with when they was in college, that's basically helping people that's in gangs or cliques or cults, you know, get away with trying to lie on me, frame me, sabotage me, and hack my phone, yo. That's what's been going on for a long ass time. I mean, a very long time. Real shit.